Yeah.
Inflation's gotten Americans fed up with, tipping. I see you take a deep breath on that one, don't you? Because you're feeling the pinch, aren't you? You go up there, you see the thing on and it's getting higher every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, then, once upon a time, you prided yourself on clicking the highest button, whatever it was. You were like, okay, cool, it's 20%. I love the service.
Gotta help the people.
But all of a sudden, you're not paying attention, Will, and the 4 options change, and all of a sudden, the 4th option is 50%.
Is it 50?
And you're like, whoa, man. Hang on a sec. They know I'm not paying attention over here. What am I doing? I'm clicking 50. What kind of service did I get over here? And listen, people, they're starting to notice what's going on.
Yeah.
The people, the public is sitting there saying, wait a sec. Nobody's coming to my work and just clicking a 50% button on me.
I think the average now, or the minimum, is 20%.
Let me tell you something. Everybody's feeling the pinch, and everybody's out there, and they're clutching and grabbing, and they're taking what they can, and they're trying to survive. And you got the layoffs and this and that, and everyone's reading the news. And you can't really blame it. Like, they're trying, but some people think it's a little bit deceptive, right? The way it works now on the tap type machines, because once upon a time, and don't get me wrong, like, you know, I go to the snack bar over at the rink, all right? And I'm tipping away, and I actually prefer to tip in person. You know why? Because with cash, the guy accepts cash. So you do, if you carry some cash, which I know is annoying anyway, but you carry some cash, you give the tip at the end, and the guy gives you the 1, 2 like that. And then you know it's a connection point, and you're like, okay, we're going to see each other. This is an ongoing, whatever it might be.
Straight up pockets
but
the
it's
money.
zero. Yeah, no, it's a tip. I want him to pocket the money. It's extra, not an expectation, and it really changes the dynamic of the feeling of the tip. If you can imagine the cash version, if he was like, okay, choose now, 20, 30, or 50. What's it going to be? Now you feel like it's the mob or something. Now
very invasive.
You feel like he's got a grip on your thumbs and he's about to make a snap. And so it feels like a bit of a stronger. I understand why people are feeling this way, where they're a little bit fed up. It's not just the amount, it's the presentation of it. And it's the machinery aspect, the lack of human touch.
And also,
associated with
is the tipping like electronically going to the company or the individual worker themselves, right?
You always wonder, don't you?
Yeah.
When you see it on the thing, you're like, how are you splitting it up? Whatever this is, all things going through your mind as you're trying to move about your day, tap your things. And I notice even myself, sometimes I'm tapping away and I'm just trying to get out of there. It's the
50%. Okay.
What was a pleasant experience is now turned into a moral dilemma every time. And so I do think that at a certain point it can hurt business, where all of a sudden people are like, whatever, I'll make a coffee at home or whatever it might be, which might not be so bad, all things considered. But where the business owner has to be looking at that and wondering, okay, is there any residual to this particular approach, to this tactic? You got to start thinking about it. And I know a lot of them have. You got apps like the Starbucks app. It'll hit you up after and go, hey, what do you think? You want to throw $1 on that or whatever it is? But those are smart people and programmers, and it's algorithmic. And maybe you didn't click the $6, and then maybe they try you with the 2 the next time. Like, it's a complicated psychology. Appreciate everybody out there in the services industry. But I'm not sure long term if the current approach is the most successful long term. I'm not sure. It's interesting to me. You might turn people off completely to where they just get used to hitting 0. By the way, somebody in the chat says that the fancy controller for PlayStation, $200 USD. Okay. So 200 USD, 200 British pounds. Us in Canada, we'll probably pay 250, 279, something like that.
With tip.
Exchange.
Probably.
Hey, man. Go. Oh my God, do me.